there is this young man. You couldn't have a model or just a stand-in because that character, the weight of the character of the writer defines the character that Nicole is playing. We've chosen Rodrigo Santoro. I mean, you may be aware of him. He's a young Brazilian actor. He's a tremendously big star in Brazil.
Chanel is appropriate. Chanel, like flip-flops.
It's clear by the way he looks that he is an artist, a kind of young Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 30, bohemian, attractive. He lives down the Lower East Side in New York, struggling to write his first novel and is completely disconnected from her world.
I must have been the only person in the world who didn't know who she was.
He gets in a taxi and he's on his way back downtown. Suddenly, bang, this girl leaps in and this incredible frock is in front of him. And, you know, through this miasma of rain and activity, there's this beautiful face staring at him. And she's shaking and frightened, and he doesn't know what's going on. He's looking around everywhere, and there are like people rushing towards the car and flashing lights and rain. So she just says, please, please help me, just drive. And the cab takes off. And, you know, he takes her downtown, and she seems to be having a breakdown. And suddenly, we find ourselves on the rooftop garret that he lives in. This idea of the rooftop garret is part of the Red Curtain cinema. What it refers to is a kind of perfect abode where the Parisian bohemian artists, writers and poets used to live in the 19th century. It was a cheap rental on the fringe of society, a creative spot on the rooftop of the world where love could flourish away from society. We're behind what seems to be a kind of sign, a big industrial sign on top of the garret. She finds herself in this very serene place. She feels she has escaped from the responsibility, from the mythical fortress of the metropolis we see in the distance beyond the huge bridge.
It's beautiful up here. Everything seems so peaceful.
That's why when he wants to know who she is and he says, who are you? She doesn't want to lose that. So she lies and she says, I'm a dancer.
How did you get away?
I gave up my job. I gave up my job.
I'm a dancer.
We're running out of time.
Good.
You really should get up.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I couldn't go on any longer with my job. I couldn't go on any longer
I couldn't.
with my job. That's why I was so upset. Camera go. Wait. Camera go. Action.
I left my work. I left everything. That's why I was so upset.
The paradox is because he doesn't know who she is and, more importantly, what she is. For the first time in her life, she's able to discover who she really is. And the more time she spends with him, the more she becomes the person that she really is, rather than the image of the person that everyone else needs her to be. And that's the way her character evolves. That's why she becomes a better and richer and more mature person. So probably for the first time in her life, she is having fun. They dance, they run in the streets of the Lower East Side. She dresses in his clothes. She probably wears his tuxedo jacket and his shirt because, you know, he's a part-time waiter. Which, by the way, is a sort of fairly classical Chanel quote. You know, simple black and white. All the time, in every choice we're making, be it design, be it the look of Nicole, we're re-quoting either icons or objects or visual winks from the history and the culture of Chanel. So then, you know, it builds and they have joy, and we symbolise through the fireworks and the beautiful image that they have this extraordinary stolen 4 or 5 perfect romantic days together. At a certain point, the outside world intervenes in their relationship in the character of the mythologized woman's personal secretary, Charles Fedora, and he confronts her with reality. You must return to the all-important event tomorrow.
I don't care about tomorrow.
Else you turn your back on your responsibility. As all impossibly romantic relationships do, it comes to a point where it simply cannot be, and because she realizes she's got to choose between her own selfish love and her responsibility, they both know that she must return to the world from where she came.
It's the right thing to do.
Beautiful, dreaming out, eyes to come up, and about to wrap it. 2 seconds, counting. That's it. That's it. Hold that thought. That's it. Hold that thought. That's it. That's it. Yes. Hand moving, holding, hand moving, hand down, holding like a baby, eyes coming up, like being held, safe for the first time.
No one can steal our dream. No one.
And then she was gone.
And we see the sky trackers, the base of which she has returned to the event she ran away from. We're turning over. There's a sound across the river. She feels his presence and she stops. I think she goes over.
Right.
It's really great.
Good.
Now that was beautiful.
Right.
She turns and she looks across and through the buildings and over the river, next to the bridge, she sees the Chanel sign. She can just make out a silhouette on the Chanel sign. And they connect for a moment. And you can tell in that moment, they'll never forget what they had, but it'll stay with them always. She turns back around, now a stronger person, not running away from the paparazzi, but walking strongly towards them. You want to start coming up.
While I'm
pretty
looking
hard
in
to
the
do.
profile.
It's pretty hard to do, but yeah, exactly. Like this, and then you stay dead still. You don't move a sec from there.
Okay.
That's like almost freeze frame.
Because
Okay?
you're going on the number 5.
Yeah. Yeah. The camera starts to move towards the glittering diamond jewel on her back. And as it does, it's moving closer and closer. The young man remembers her kiss, her smile, and as the young man says, her perfume. The pendant flickers its secret. The diamond writ number 5. It dissolves into a kind of iridescent, flashing white line. Fade to black. The end. Cut.